How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews. Back with yet another review. Fucking Hop Butcher, son. In the form of their grid. This is Citra and Mosaic Hopped American Pale Ale. Hop Butcher have done a bunch of their beers. Lucky enough they send me some. They do quite a bit of stuff. Finagling with a bunch of hops. Mostly in the IPA form of things. But I'll tell you what, probably the best beer I ever had from them was their coffee stout. A lot of their hop. Fuck duckery. Is that a word? Kind of makes my my balls all tingly and stuff, so I'm kind of excited to dive into this. So let's do it. A grid Citra Mosaic hopped American Pale Ale, 5.75. How about that? Percent alcohol by volume. Their tasting notes, as per they usually do on the back: bright citrus, pleasant dank, tropical fruit, and this be canned, baby, almost exactly a month ago. Scratchy little grid thing. It says grid and the scratches. A little bit lazy there, Dan. Dig your labels, but that one's just a little bit lazy for me. Yeah, I get it. Still love you, buddy. Anyway, let's give this a whirl. Ooh, look at that clarity, baby. Oh, when you get that clarity in those hop flavors, oh, I'm gonna give you some old school hops and sweetness. Anyway, index finger, just minutely off Whitehead. Sleep on that motherfucker all day and crazy neurotic bubbles around the edge. And yeah, I mean, we're not talking about a hazy beer right here. Got a little bit of condensation on the outside. I mean, there's a soft haze to it. It's not microscopic kind of glass burn ants kind of clear, but that's pretty damn clear in today's IPA world. So, kind of has me excited. Get a nose. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, that's what I like to talk about. It's just, it's citrus leaning all the way. It's citrus leaning, but there's more to it. There's a bit more sharp depth to it. What are they talking about here? Pleasant dank. I'm not getting really a big dank thing on the nose, but then I have allergies. Talk about tropical fruit. It says bright citrus tropical fruit. That kind of makes sense to me. Because it's definitely leaning citrus and it's a bright citrus. But it's not like, I'm going to pull grapefruit or orange out of this. It's bright citrus. And the tropical fruit is very nondescript. The dang thing, that remains to be seen. But that's pretty much what I'm getting. So kudos on them for being spot on. Cheers. Okay. Dang thing kind of comes out in the taste, and these are tasting notes, not nose notes. Definitely get that kind of bitter thing kind of just banging on the back of your taste buds and just lingering there. The citrus comes off way more pithy and way more not as sweet as I thought it would, or even that I would like it to. It comes off less sweet than I want it to. I don't want the beer to be overly sweet. I'm not an overly sweet IPA kind of guy. I can get down with them, but I like balance. And this one just comes off a little bit dry, a little bit too bittering for me. It's a small beer, sub 6%. They have this thing. This one doesn't get there, but they do this thing. The hops, they come off almost like eucalyptus-y to me, to where they have this kind of vapor. It's kind of mentholyptus thing. This one wants to get there, but it's not quite getting there. I dig that, the way the hop's shown that way. I want a little bit, just a bump more sweetness, kind of balance it off for me. Just make it a little bit more drinkable, because it's getting dry. It's getting to the point where it's very palate smacking. That citrus and that little bit of kind of danky. It's like a keefy dank, not like super good weed, but like shit weed dank, to where it's like get a little weed vibes off it, but it's more kind of powdery, puffy kind of dankness. That's kind of wearing, and I don't think I could really get through more than one can, or I'd prefer not to drink more than one can in a sitting, let's put it that way. With its lower ABV, I want it to be a little bit more drinkable, but at the same time, it's fun. It shows hops in a fun way. Just lacks a little bit. Again, I don't want it to be sweet. I want a little bit more balance. So I'd like a touch more sweetness to balance it off. Just make me a little bit happier. Fun beer overall, though. Let's talk about it. It's one of the better sub 6% IPAs that I've had as of late. I'm not in the conversation, not out of the conversation. Probably in the middle. We're pushing on this one. I like the way the shops hoe. I was going to say, but instead of that, let's go say the hops show, faux show. Bad jokes. I like it's and this is a hop butcher thing to a T. I like the effort, I like the hustle, baby. I like what they're doing. I like the. I haven't really talked. I've talked about I like the way they work with hops. It's probably one of my favorite things about them. It's one of the reasons why I gravitated towards them, and I think vice versa. It's kind of like making a sports analogy again. It's Chicago. See if we can think of a good Chicago analogy here. It's like I don't know of a good Chicago one, but it's like a super fancy player who just gives you the most beautiful of highlights, whether it be a home run or a punt return. It's kind of when we go Devin Hester. Will that one work for you? Basically someone that can make a fucking mistake. Well, this is getting really close to Devin Hester territory now. Can make a mistake, can screw up, but their pros outweigh the cons so much that you're willing to sacrifice those missteps for the just grandiose operatic beautifulness of the home runs, the big hitters, and that's kind of how Hop Butcher lands for me. Listen, more times than not, their beers do me proper, but where this beer, it's still quite tasty and it's great. I'm gonna drink the whole can. I dump a lot of the beers that I review. This I am actually going to drink because I want to kind of let it warm up and explore on it. Yeah, like I said, I've had a little bit worse than this, but more times than not, it's been better. But I kind of like that some of them aren't my favorite beers in the world because they're swinging for the fences. They're trying to return the Devin Hester punt, and instead of playing it safe, close to the vest. It's one, super fun, super inspiring, and just what beer is all about. You know what I mean? Just like being creative and doing what you want to do. Sure, there's a lot of people out there throwing fried chicken and fucking, oyster bowls in the fucking beers just to be like, look at me, I'm a crazy guy. I'm talking about that shit. I'm talking about, this is the core 4 beer. You're just saying, we're just going to make beer and try to tweak it and do things in a different, not in a different way, in our way. And see what we can bring out of the hops. That in and of itself is fun. That's why I like this beer more than my taste buds tell me. Because I know, well, this one doesn't excite me to the nth degree. The reason why this one doesn't excite me to the nth degree is the reason why the next one might most likely will. So there you go. Another review in the books. Down there if you want to talk about it. Did I go over everything? Cost and availability? I don't know. Let's skip it. Screw that noise. Yeah. Massive Beers, check me out. Social media stuff, doing stuff there. Google, Beer Massive, doing podcasting stuff. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice, creative, well-intentioned, whatever you want beer right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.